Oh, hi, Lisa. So we're having a bit of fun today. Are you up for a bit of fun?
100%. Bring it on.
We're going to have some hats. We're going to be wearing lots of hats today. What have you got in your bag?
Well, wait for it. So insert caption, Lisa reaches for cowboy hats.
Oh, and it suits you with your denim top as well.
Thank you.
You look like you're out of Yellowstone or something.
Right, come on, Vic. I've shown you mine. Now you show me yours.
Hey, what have I got? I feel like I've got to rearrange my earrings and everything. I've got to take my glasses off and my earphones. Now, this is Ski Barbie. Ski Vic.
So Vic is wearing what looks like a crash helmet, but
it's not a crash helmet. It's a snowboarding helmet,
right?
And goggles.
Right, okay. And we haven't gone mad. Why are we wearing the hats?
Well, we might be a little bit mad. We are wearing the hats today because this episode is all about, as business owners, we wear so many different hats all the time, all day. In fact, we probably wear 20 hats in one day, don't we?
Absolutely.
I feel like I can't see you through these orange goggles. I'm going to have to put them up a little bit.
And today is a theme day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell the listeners about what is today. So, as awareness days goes, today is the awareness day called?
It's Wear a Hat Day, and it's all for Brain Tumour Research,
Brilliant.
Which is a great charity. And so we thought we're going to highlight some stuff for them, but we're also going to have some fun talking about all the different hats that we wear as business owners, because some of those hats are sales and marketing, and some of them are other things as well, like finance and employing people and, you know, being a good boss and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely. And I think for me, so my business setup is slightly different to yours in that I am still sort of a one-man band.
I feel like I can't take you serious in this outfit while you're talking serious
I am
stuff.
a one-man band. Yeah, I am a one-man band. I feel like I should say like yeehaw or something.
I was going to say, you have got your horse.
Yeah.
Is it tied up outside on Mount Street in Nottingham?
Vic, come on. Right, so
sorry.
I'll
be serious.
Absolutely feel like interchangeably from hour to hour, sometimes from minute to minute. Yeah. I'm like, right, okay, what am I doing now? What hat am I wearing?
Well, this is one thing. I think when you open your emails, you can wear a lot of hats because you might get something from somebody, something from somebody else, and you're dealing with loads of things, even in a 5-minute section, aren't you?
Definitely. And for me, this is, you know, sales and marketing are so interwoven and cross over in so many ways that sometimes, so typically my business is around sales and you know, creating sales, you know, acquiring new customers, but actually there's a whole heap of marketing activities which go on,
of course there
before the sales process even starts or happens.
And that's something that we always try to highlight, is that with sales and marketing, people will say sales and marketing, but actually the marketing comes first, doesn't it? That's the planning,
absolutely,
the research, the putting things into place, the automations, and then the sales is, well, as we've said before, it's like that. It's the closing, it's the decision-making process, but it's that analogy of the volleyball picture with 2 players up at the net, about to do like whacking the ball down the other side to win. But there's got to be 2 people. One person is lifting another person up to do that whacking down of the ball. And marketing is at the bottom, holding up the salesperson, and the salesperson is going, pow!
Yeah.
And it's like football, isn't it? Like somebody in goals, somebody's a striker. You can't win as a team if you've got only strikers or only people in goals. So
I'm going to change my hat because this one is literally perched on my head.
Well, let me just tell you about this one before I change mine. This is obviously a hard hat, and I think this is for when you... Sorry, laughing because Lisa's changing her hat. She just, I don't know what it is. It just looks so cute. This is for when you have to make them hard decisions in business, like, you know, hiring and firing can be hard sometimes, and that kind of stuff.
Totally.
And so this is for all, like we've said in the last episode 12, all about COVID and all those comeback stories. Putting your hard hat on sometimes is definitely necessary, isn't it?
And I think that's probably a topic that we need to explore a bit further around resilience, but we'll save that for another time.
What does your hat say on it?
This is actually my son and my husband's cricket team.
Oh,
so shameless plug for them, Coddington and Winthorpe Cricket Club. So
nice.
I literally
I
literally raided the box near our back door to get as many hats as possible, and this was in there. So I thought, right, let's have it. So I just want to, if we can, talk about these hats worn by one person crossing the functions of sales and marketing. So I remember back to, my days in the corporate world, and it was in a way quite clear then, because we had a sales department and a marketing department. Yeah. And there was one saying which really sat with me, and it was, the role of marketing is to get a product on the shelf.
Okay.
The role of sales is to keep it there. And I remember thinking, all right, okay, I get that.
To keep the listing on the shelf rather than to keep the customer from not buying it and leaving it on the shelf.
Correct.
Yes.
Because back in the day, marketing was all about, what was called then above the line marketing. So TV, posters, outdoor media, etc. And then obviously once, that can get a product, a listing, but that's all well and good. If customers aren't buying it, then you don't actually retain that listing. So the point was that it's then sales' responsibility to ensure, repeat orders happen, that interest remains the same, promotional activities, etc., etc. So I'd just like to chat, if that's okay with you, around as a small business owner, what does wearing hats of both sales and marketing look like? So have you got any examples of where you feel like, okay, have I got my marketing hat on today, or have I got my sales hat on today?
That's a really good question. And I think I interchange it without really thinking, because I think it's been so ingrained. We've been running the business for such a long time that it doesn't feel like I'm doing one or the other. It is, though, very clear when marketing activities are taking place. There's, usually with the team, we're working on, okay, what content's going out for the month ahead? What are we putting out on email, on socials, and all that kind of stuff. And then when it comes down to things like sales, usually that'll be myself or Steph. Yesterday, you took a call, and it's about making those like one-to-one calls, and that can be a real a strategic sales call. As in, when I say strategic, it's that for us, and it's probably the same for you, when we're doing a sales call, it's about standing next to that customer, not trying to sell at them, but standing next to them and listening to, what is your problem? How can we help you solve that? Whether that's with us or whether we signpost you to somebody else. And usually that's the best, that's the best outcome, because even if they go off to somebody else, they've respected that we've not tried to sell to them. And then, that relationship might then happen at some other point that's more appropriate. But I think there is a clear definition, you're right, in terms of when are we doing marketing and when are we doing sales. But I think it does become so interchangeable that hat's on, that hat's off, that hat's on. And we kind of don't really think about it in that way. So it's nice to see it and highlight it.
Yeah, and I think that's so. I think for me, when it doesn't feel like two activities in isolation, it feels like a process combined. That to me is the best way it should be. Yeah. So I think
like dovetail, just neatly joining forces rather than being like sales and marketing.
And I think for me, this is around, so where the sales bit comes in or adds more value to the marketing process is around the conversion and the calls to action. So you can find yourself constantly pushing out content, but actually the point of the content is to add value to your audience and actually drive more eyes on your business. So once you get those eyes on your business, what are you going to do with them? So if somebody drops you a direct message, or they send you an email, or they pick up the phone, that then for me is where the sales part of the process steps in, and it's around, okay, the marketing activity has captured their interest. Now we need to convert that into a sale.
So there's like the softer approach and then the harder, like okay, let's do business. Let's make this happen.
Yeah,
or not,
but it's not. It's
depending if
not, it's the style and the way in which you do it. So nobody likes being sold to,
Oh,
do
100%.
they?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
not what we do.
No.
I think the two processes need to go hand in hand, and that's where we're not thinking, right, okay, am I making a sale now, or am I putting out a piece of added value marketing content? The point of wearing many hats is that's for a reason, because it actually, yes, we do wear many hats, but they need to feel natural and they need to feel like they're part and parcel of the way that we work as small business owners.
And I think that builds up trust as well from customers. I think if they have a good experience of being onboarded as a client, then their experience throughout that process feels supportive and held, rather than like transactional, cold and
yeah.
So I think it sets the precedent, doesn't it?
So okay,
I'm getting a bit hot in this hat.
Yeah, we said we were going to have a bit of fun, so I've got a bit of an out there question for you.
Oh,
so,
go on.
of all the hats you wear in your business,
Oh yeah,
which is the one that you enjoy wearing the least?
Oh, Lisa, that's a really tricky question, because even things like, I really geek out over accounts. Like, I've got an amazing accountant, and I just, we have a monthly call, and I just get so excited about that. I think probably the hat I like the least is, and it's probably an area that I'm weakest at, and that is delegating. Because when you build a business as a one-man band, and then you bring in a team, and that team grows, and they're very competent and able to do things, it's very easy to still hold on to a lot of stuff. And I think for me this year, like you said, your thing this year is like reducing shiny object syndrome and being more laser focused. I think for me this year, my aim is to get better at delegating, because I'm wearing all of these hats, and I've got a really good hat actually. I'm going to this is a perfect time to get this hat out.
Come on, show us your hat.
It's not even a hat.
Show us your hat. Oh my God. Oh,
are you ready?
My God.
This was ready to go to the charity shop. This was in my charity shop bag.
This is actually a lampshade, not any old lampshade. A lampshade with a fringe.
A white frilly lampshade
Why
on my head.
earth have you got that on your head?
This is because I'm wearing a hat that is not really a hat. And so I've got to get better. I've got to get better at not doing the tasks that are not my tasks to do.
Well, basically backing off
and
letting your team do it. So delegating and then standing back and letting them do it. And it's really interesting you say that, because I've spoken to a lot of people who have started the process of either outsourcing tasks or bringing teams in, and everything that they've said is nobody is ever going to do the task the same as you, but that's okay.
But in some cases they can do it better
and
faster.
And it's actually just
create bottlenecks.
Yeah, and how are you ever going to add creativity into your business if you don't let other people come in and have an input? So,
and how are you going to grow if you're still trying to do everything yourself?
So, tell me about this.
How many more hats have you got?
Well, I haven't got a posh hat like you've got.
This is my posh one.
Oh my gosh, you've now elevated yourself into a whole different category with this very.
We've
posh
actually
hat.
Got an episode all about this, haven't we? Is that sat right? Because I can't really see.
That's amazing.
We've got an episode all about leveling up, getting squashing the imposter syndrome, working on things like that, and also even things like what you wear and what your daily routines are in order to feel more positive and like go-getting about your business. So this is an episode that will be coming up in this series.
Well, Vic, so today has been about wearing, demonstrating through the visual aid of hats, how we as small business owners do wear many hats, and actually, that's okay. But today's episode, whilst we wanted to have a bit of fun with it, we also wanted to convey a more serious message. And what was that, Vic?
Yeah, so when we were looking at the dates that the podcasts are going to be dropping, today is the 28th of March, and today is Wear a Hat Day, which is a day that the Brain Tumour Research charity have earmarked as their day to create more awareness. And there's a statistic on their website that says brain tumours kill more children and adults under the age of 40 than any other cancer. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Yet 1% of national spend on cancer research is allocated to this disease since 2002. So although we've had some fun and we're, laughing with our hats, we also wanted to help to spread awareness of the charity and just put it on people's radar so that they can go take a look. We'll obviously be putting social posts out about it as well and tagging in Brain Tumour Research so that people can find out more about them.